All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're going to do episode number 81 here. We're going to head on over to our career mode here. Tongue twister, it's been a long day. But we're going to go ahead and head over into the headquarters. Let's go ahead and take a look at our companies. All companies. So we got the sightseeing one, we got the cargo, which we've been flying. We got a skydiving, which we haven't done, and then we got the media company that we don't have the plane for. So we've been doing the cargo, the light and medium things. So we're gonna go ahead and see what else we got here available. We got aerial. I think that's the media. We can do a search and rescue or a aerial firefighting one, but it looks like we still need the person or the specialization for it. So we're gonna kind of head on back here, go ahead and check out what missions are available here in the Northeast. Anything going south? I think this is the closest one. It's a medium cargo. Ooh, this one might be good. Medium cargo. Let's select that. That's going over to, I guess, North Carolina there, 6NC7. So if we enter all this into here, we got 8B1 for our departure, 6NC7 for our destination here. Looks like we got a couple of waypoints and everything. I'm showing a direct flight at 551 nautical miles. And this is pretty close there, so 550. And yeah, Circle P Farm, Newport, North Carolina. That's down by Emerald Isle, so know the area pretty well. And we're going to be taking off from Hillsboro, New Hampshire. So, all right, yeah, let's get this one going here. This one's going to be a little longer. We do have to transfer the plane at a pretty hefty cost, but we're going to go ahead and do that so that we can open up a new area. So let's go ahead and accept the mission. We're going to be flying in the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan. But the contract is for 539, so it's pretty much worth it. We're going to go ahead and manage the plane here. It looks like it's super dirty. We'll go ahead and do the checkup. We're going to maintain the engine here. So that's new. We're going to wash the plane. And we're going to fix everything up here. So that we can go ahead and take off. So we dropped down to 1.7 million there. So we basically just spent 500,000, but we're gonna get 500,000 for this. So shouldn't be too bad. It would be a wash, but that's all right. Nope, don't want that. Alright, we got that off. We just got to remove that, and we are good to enter in here. We got...
Good evening. So today's destination is Newport, and we're loaded with general freight. Everything's secure at the back. Nothing's moving. It's going to be smooth and easy.
Alright, we will start the engines up here.
The skids have high tolerance with turbulence, but make sure you keep the delivery smooth and on time.
8 Bravo 1 traffic Cessna November 11361 is taxiing to runway 20. Bravo 1 traffic Cessna November 11361 taking off runway 20 south departure.
Alright, we gotta head on down to runway number 20. I think we're gonna be going down and then turning around. So Hillsboro, New Hampshire, elevation is 596 feet above sea level. All right, we're gonna line up for runway number 20 here. Alright, so what are we looking at? Our runway sits at 3,082 feet in length. And we're going to be ready for takeoff here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get some stuff all situated here. So, we got to get familiar with the Cessna 208B. Once again, shouldn't be too bad though. So we got autopilot here. Altitude. This is our header. We're going to switch this to this. We got that. We're going to increase our elevation here to probably about 1,800 feet. We'll start with that. Turn on some lights here. All right, I think we're good to go.
V1, rotate.
Alright, we got liftoff. We're clearing the trees here. We're flying to the coastal area of southeast North Carolina.
Boston Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61 is type Cessna Caravan 1 mile south of 8 Bravo, 1600 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61 Boston Center. Squawk 046 Tree.
Squawk 046 Tree Cessna Tree 61.
Cessna Tree 61 radar contact 2 miles south of 8 Bravo 1500 feet altimeter tree 017.
Roger Cessna Tree 61.
Alright, we gotta get situated here.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61 is cleared to 6 November Charlie 7 Airport is filed. Squawk 046 Tree.
Alright, we gotta get up to 12,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll see if we know, or we'll see if we can find out what that little mound is there.
Cessna Tree 61, please expedite your climb 12,000 feet.
Oh yeah. We need to find FLC. That should initiate our climb here. Adjust our vertical speed limit so that we can climb a little faster. do double the speed rate to try to get us up there a little bit quicker. Crossing over 6,000. And we are crossing over the New Hampshire border over into Massachusetts. A little bit of cloud here as we cross over 8,800 feet.
Feet.
Alright, I guess that was our co-pilot here. Letting us know we're at 10,000. We got a little bit of rain. Got it on the windshield, side windshield, or side window, and also the front windshield. And we won't be able to see it, but we are going to be crossing over the Connecticut River again, which is from our episode number 80. The last episode that we were in, we basically flew up the entire way of the Connecticut River, which is right there. So we are going to see it. And we're going to be flying over Northampton, which is where we did land last time. So making full circle here from our last episode.
Cessna Tree 61, contact Boston Center on 13265. Good day.
132, 65 Cessna Tree 61. Boston Center Cessna November, 11 Tree 61, 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61, Boston Center, altimeter tree 0. 16 radar contact, continue to Cobalt.
Alright, we are almost out of Massachusetts already. And we're going to be headed on into Connecticut. Alright, and we are crossing over the border right now into Connecticut. Appears that the next state that we're going to be heading into is New York. We're 22 minutes into the video now, and about a quarter of the way through our flight here.
Cessna Tree 61, contact Boston Center on 128. 1. Good day.
128. 1 Cessna Tree 61.
Number 11 Tree 61, Boston Center, altimeter tree 0. 19er radar contact, continue to trips.
We'll adjust our barometric pressure to that 3019.
Boston Center on 134. Tree. Good day.
Going to 134. Tree Cessna Tree 61. Boston Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61 Boston Center altimeter tree 0. 21 radar contact continued to KN 66A.
Alright, 3021 on the barometric pressure. We're going to adjust that. That's right there. Alright, and we did cross over into New York already. And that, I believe, is the Hudson River. So we're pretty much coming close to my hometown here, where I grew up. Or my childhood hometown. It's not my current hometown. Yeah, I am thinking that I grew up like right around here maybe.
Cessna Tree 61 contact New York Center on 121. 125. Good day.
Going to 121. 125 Cessna Tree 61.
Yeah. So
Newport Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61 12,000 feet.
1 Tree 61 New York Center altimeter tree 0. 21 radar contact continue to Plexus.
So this is the Tappan Zee Bridge right there. And if that goes over where? Let's see if we can get the rear view mirror here. Yeah, there you go. So Tappan Zee Bridge is there, goes up and around here. I basically grew up like right here somewhere. We're going to continue on here. We're going to be headed into Jersey, which we are already into Jersey. Manhattan is off to our left here. All of this right here is Manhattan. I think that might be Central Park.
Cessna Tree 61 contact New York Center on 1 Tree 15. Good day.
1 Tree 15 Cessna Tree 61. New York Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61 12,000 feet. 775 Cessna tree 61. New York Center Cessna November 11 tree 61 12,000 feet.
1 New York Center altimeter tree 0. 20 radar contact. Continue to plexus.
Alright, next state that we're going to be headed into is going to be Pennsylvania. Going to be passing over pretty close to Trenton, New Jersey, as we pass over the border, which is going to be on the Delaware River that we're going to be crossing over. I'm going to guess it's this right here. Flying over Princeton. And yes, that is the Delaware River.
Cessna tree 61 contact Washington Center on 124. Cessna tree 61, did you copy?
124 775 for Cessna tree 61. Washington Center Cessna November 11 tree 61 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 11 tree 61 Washington Center altimeter tree 0. 22 radar contact. Continue to SPZ.
Alright, and we're going to follow the Delaware River down this way as it zigzags down. And we're going to be basically cruising along Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So Jersey's on this side, Pennsylvania's on this side. So Pennsylvania to the, or what was that? Pennsylvania to the right, Jersey to the left. We're going to be coming up to Philadelphia. It's going to be on our right. So this is all Philadelphia right over here. Just crossed over onto the New Jersey side here. So the Delaware River splits the state border. So Pennsylvania is off to our right. Jersey is right here underneath us and off to the left. And then basically when we fly this way, Delaware River, we're going to cross over again, but it's not going to be the Jersey side anymore, or Pennsylvania side. We're going to be flying into Delaware. And Delaware City is, I think, probably right in this little corner here by the river.
Cessna Tree 61 contact center on...
Going to 125 for 5 Cessna Tree 61.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61, center altimeter tree 0. 25 radar contact, continue to Blair.
Alright, 3025. We'll adjust our barometric pressure. We're doing good on fuel. We're going to be crossing over into Delaware. Delaware is not a very big state, so it should be pretty quick. We'll see if we head on over into Maryland. Alright, so we are crossing over the river now. We're pretty much in Maryland right now. "39 minutes into the flight. Alright, and just like that, we're almost done with Delaware, and we're going to be flying over into Maryland territory.
Cessna Tree 61, contact Washington Center on 1 Tree 2. Cessna Tree 61, did you copy?
1 Tree 2, 05 for Cessna Tree 61. Washington Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61, 12,000 feet.
61 Washington Center altimeter tree 0. 25 radar contact, continue to price. Cessna Tree 61 contact Washington Center on 1 Tree 2. 55. Good day.
1 Tree 2, 55 for Cessna Tree 61. Washington Center Cessna November 11 Tree 61, 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 11 Tree 61 Washington Center altimeter tree 0. 26 radar contact, continue to Papa X-ray Tango.
Barometric pressure at 30.26. This is the Chesapeake Bay here. So as soon as we're done with Maryland and we cross over the Chesapeake Bay, we're going to be in Virginia territory. And then after that, we'll be in North Carolina. So we're cruising along. We're getting there. Alright, let's go ahead and get our description ready here. So this is going to be episode number 81. We're advancing forward in our career mode, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This one's going to be a medium cargo mission. And we were flying out of where? Flying out of Hillsboro.
Cessna Tree 6-1 contact Washington Center on One Tree. Niner, good day.
One Tree. Niner for Cessna Tree 6-1. Washington Center Cessna November 1-1 Tree 6-1 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 1-1 Tree 6-1 Washington Center altimeter tree 0. 27 radar contact continue to OBIS.
Alright, nice little pivot turn there to the left. Go ahead and see what that was all about. Let's see where we're headed to now. Lots of turbulence there. Coming up to the Potomac River here, which is going to be where we cross over from Maryland into Virginia. So Virginia is on the southern shore there of the Potomac River. This is the Rappahannock River. And then a little bit further off in the distance is the York River. All of which is still in Virginia. We'll be crossing over one more river, the James River. And I guess
Tree 61 contact, Washington Center on 1 tree 255. Good day.
1 tree 2, 55 Cessna tree 61.
61 Washington Center, altimeter tree 0. 27 radar contact, continue to OBIS.
Alright, lots of turbulence there, a little shaky on the double speed rate. Wobbling our way over here as we cross over that Rappahannock River. And then the next one is going to be the York River, and then the James River is that one over there, and finally going to be crossing over into the state of North Carolina. So we are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Not too much to go. Alright, I'm going to step away for just a moment as we continue to fly here. Alright, I am back. Where are we flying over now? This is the James River.
Cessna Tree 61, contact Washington Center.
Going to 12 tree. 85 Cessna tree 61. Washington Center Cessna November. 11 tree 61 12,000 feet.
Center altimeter tree 0. 2 tree radar contact, continue to Juron.
Alright, 30.23 is what we got to adjust our pressure to. There we go. Alright, we are probably 20-30 seconds away from the state of North Carolina, so we are getting there. We got 123 nautical miles to the top of our descent. Which is probably only about 2 minutes. Alright, so we are crossing over the Virginia-North Carolina border right now. We got 101 nautical miles to the top of our descent, 108 miles to the airport. So about this time, we're going to open up our flight plan here. We're going to see if we're landing in runway number 22. Where is our flight plan here? Is this? Oh no, we're landing in runway number 4. So it's going to be the opposite way. We're going to have to spin around and land coming in from the south. So we're going to pass the airport, turn around, come back, and the runway sits at 2,940 feet in length, 30 feet above sea level, and again it's airport 6NC7, and that's Circle P Farm in Newport, North Carolina, pretty close to Emerald Isle and Salter Path. So we may even be flying over the coast on the Atlantic Ocean. that, where are we at here? This right here is the Albemarle Sound. And then we're going to be passing over the Pamlico River. We're going to be crossing by another town that I lived in North Carolina.
Cessna Tree 61, contact Washington Center on 1 Tree 5. Good day.
Going to 1 Tree 5 Cessna Tree 61. Washington Center Cessna November 1 Tree 61 12,000 feet.
Cessna November 1 Tree 61, Washington Center, altimeter tree 0. 25 radar contact, continue to Chivas.
Alright, so this is the Pamlico Sound here. It's going to be off to our right. Not going to be passing close enough to see it. But I used to play a golf course out here in a town called Chocowinity that was called Cypress Landing. Probably one of my favorite golf courses that I've ever played. And then in a small town called Bath is going to be off to our left. There was a little, I don't remember if it was 9 holes or 18. It was a very, very cheap municipal course. Basically like playing in the backyard of somebody's house, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. And it looks like we're going to be passing pretty close to Newport, North Carolina, which is the home of Pepsi. Alright, and we are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. 60 miles, 59 now, to the airport. So we're going to be wrapping this one up on this medium cargo mission here as we cross over the 1 hour mark on our recording. And we did this in double time, so this is a pretty lengthy flight here for the medium cargos.
Cessna Tree 61, you can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Washington Center Cessna Tree 61 would like to cancel IFR.
Cessna Tree 61, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Alright, there you go. Frequency change. We are off of IFR and we're flying VFR. So with that, we can drop our elevation some here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to drop down to Let's start with 7,000 feet. We're going to reduce our throttle here. And this right up here is the Neuse River. As we come up close to Newport, North Carolina. We're probably going to drop this down even more here. Let's go ahead and go to like 5,000. We'll be crossing over 10,000 feet soon. We're going to start our descent here into the airport. Alright, that is the Atlantic Ocean over there in the distance, just off of that marker where the airport is. We're going to drop down to 2,400 feet. Increase our vertical speed limit up to about 140. This airport right here that we're flying over, coming up to, is KNKT, which is Cherry Point Military Airport. Alright, we're turning autopilot off. And we're going to go ahead and adjust our heading here. So we're going to have to line up to runway number 4, which is coming the opposite direction. Alright, so with that, we are in the white arc. So we're going to introduce some flaps. Start with 15 degrees, increase our throttle. So we're coming up to our traffic pattern here. Make a left on base, left on final. We're going to reduce our throttle a bunch. Introduce a little more flap here. 30 degrees. So we're full flaps right now. Reducing our throttle once again. Speed looks good at 75 because we're going to pitch down. We don't have visual on the runway just yet, but that's okay. We will momentarily. Crossing over 9 Mile Road. Crossing over final. We'll announce our landing onto runway number 4.
6 November, Charlie 7 traffic Cessna November, 11361 is on final runway 4 to land.
500
We got the runway in sight. We got a little right to left wind here at 9-10 knots. Speed's looking okay. Haven't landed the Cessna 208B in a while. Doing okay. Okay. So a little bit of a rough landing, but that's all right. Once again, we still did land. So let's go ahead and spin around here. All right, we exited the runway. We stopped the aircraft. Is that what we're doing?
Home sweet home.
All right, so that's it. We don't have to go to a parking spot. So we just have to shut the engine down here, just off of the runway. And see if that completes the mission. There we have it. Alright, hopefully we get at least back up to 2.2 million. Alright, we got an A. That's not too bad. We're going to take that as our thumbnail. We're going to hit next. And there you go, 718,000. That should put us well over the 2.2. So yeah, we're 2.4.5 million. So appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love and support as always. Thank you again for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.